I'm DevOps at Globo. Uh, I have 2 children. I'm 28 years old. That's it.
Yeah, awesome. Where did you live here in São Paulo?
I lived in Campinas, but in São Paulo, I next to Museu do Ipiranga for 6 months.
Nice. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Campinas. My brother lives in Hortolândia, so it's like 20 kilometers away from there. It's near. So good. And let's start. João, please, can you read and answer the first
Yeah.
question?
Okay. How can technology improve people with reduced mobility lives? Oh, I think in many ways. I remember, I think last year or 2 years ago, I saw a video about automated arm with people with no arms, with one with just one arm working normally and one robot arm. And I don't know how they can do this, but you can imagine the movement, and like the robot arm can move the fingers, like it's just a little bit, but it's awesome with just the like power of thinking, or the energy of thinking on movements, and the fingers move. So that's the most awesome thing ever I saw on mobility lives, is about robot arms. And I think that's can be possible with your legs too, but I never saw that. But that's it.
Yeah, I think I actually in this video there's a guy playing piano and he has this, and it's like it's incredible because I was wondering how this works, because some things we can imagine how the technology works, but this kind of stuff, it's like I can't, conceive how this works and how it
Yes.
gets the brains, what brains is thinking. It's amazing.
Yes.
Humberto, please, what do you think?
Okay, I think technology can help that people exists cars for people with mobility, reduced mobility. And I did engineering, electric engineering, and my friend mestrado foi, I don't remember, foi about electromagnetic electro waves about think. Foi I don't remember the words, I forget. Mas foi sobre ondas eletromagnéticas do pensamento, tipo isso. That's it.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a really tough expression to say in English, but
Yes.
no worries. Leo, hello, good morning.
Hello.
How are you? Yeah, Leo is my
talk with me.
French class friend.
Yes, how long time I don't see you? Don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah, like I don't remember you in the immersions, I think for the 1 month ago, And the French class, I'm kind of, sometimes I'm studying, sometimes I'm not, you know.
Oh, I feel you. Yeah. But hello, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, Leo.
Hello.
How long I don't see you, man?
Yeah, I say the same with you, my coworker, right? And sorry for my later. I was cooking my dinner. My dinner, no, my lunch for after to eat.
No worries. So, Leo, we are talking about innovation for people with reduced mobility. And we were talking like João said, there's a mechanic arm that allows people like with, I don't know how to say this, like people who doesn't have one arm. So you like a machine that allows people to like, it kind of reads what brain is thinking, and then you can move the arm. And there's another like a wheelchair that put people's stand, and people can move like in the normal position, you know. So we are talking about this kind of stuff. And we were talking about number 2, so how technology improve people with reduced mobility lives. And we already answered, so if you want to answer as well, so how do you think technology improve people's lives? So please go ahead.
Yeah, I confess with you, I don't know so much about this topic, but I recently I saw one podcast with Miguel. Miguel is a neuroscientist, Brazilian neuroscientist, won the most of the Battle of the World. All right, it's very good. And I remember he mentioned something about um, protótipo with you connected with some points in your body, and for people with reduced mobility can realize movings, all right, using only brain waves, all right, because all right, they have reduced mobility, and I I think it's so much uh, uh, how powerful, right? It is how how many things can to do. I imagine it. This is used in many situations, right? Uh, you can improve totally the life of these people, all right. But I imagine there are some limited um, the velocity to realize the movement, don't know. But only to only the people get the realize, all right. Our movement is a great game, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. It's incredible. Like, it's incredible technology. And Humberto, please, can you read the next one? Or any question that you want to discuss? Be free.
Okay, number 3. Can you think of any other innovation that could be useful for people with reduced mobility.
Oh, what do you think?
Okay, I think one already exists, but I think it's a good technology today that it is scarce for people with mobility reduced because it help them go to all this place, and I think that is more accessible that all these technologies like uh, army robotic. I don't know. I think it is a good technology today.
Okay, thank you. João, please.
There is another awesome innovation that I saw like 4 years ago. I think at some Europe Institute of Technology, something like this, is trying to find a way to study the salamander's cells regeneration. So salamanders is the only animal that you can cut her arms, her legs, her body, and the cells of the salamander is responsible to regenerate that stuff. And they try to find a way to do this thing on human. So if you got your arm cut on an accident, for example, or something like that, how can you regenerate your arm back? This is crazy. This is almost a movie or like a scientific fiction, but that's really awesome. When I read that, I found really interesting. This like regeneration, genetic regeneration.
It's awesome. Like, I've never thought about it, but really, really interesting. But can you imagine, like, your arm growing? It's like, God,
No.
but it's interesting, really interesting.
I think we do more crazy stuff without any fear. Oh, I will regenerate after. Oh, let's cut my arm. Okay, tomorrow we'll grow up again. That's really interesting. But I think that was 4 years ago, but never, like, I never listened about that again.
I think it takes so many years to like develop something or to have like an advanced or it's like you remember, guys, when there was that ship that was cloned. Remember that?
Oh, yes, yes, the sheep.
Yeah,
I forget his name.
yeah,
Yes.
1,000 years. Yeah.
and like we never heard anything about it anymore. I mean, at least I haven't.
Yeah, it is like from more than 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, I remember I was a child back then.
Yes.
So I mean, I don't think they just stopped trying, but maybe it takes so long to develop something to have advanced, that maybe they haven't reached a good
I
point.
think it's more it's more interesting than useful. I think like
Yeah,
it's easier to reproduce a sheep than clone a sheep.
yeah, true.
Okay.
Leo, please go ahead.
Yeah, I thought it's kind of a fiction movie in that, João Pedro. It is you told for us. It's very incredible. Um, yeah, I think that risk for me. I can't. I can't imagine it, something just like a device for people with reduced mobility, and uh, how could I say it? Reduced mobility and intellectual mobility. All right. Uh, these people with atrofiamento, né? The arms and legs. But these people are able to express your sentimentals, all right? By smile and eyes. So I imagine some device can express just like Stephen Hawking used it, all right, to talk because he had a difficulty to talk, but he was able to think, right? It is, I don't know if because I don't research it, but it is already does it exist? But app or Apple, right, device to people with reduced mobility to can turn in words your feelings, all right, your sentimental, these things.
Okay, good. And awesome. João, Pedro, please choose another question for us.
Okay, I can choose.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Oh, okay. Okay. Can you think of any other situation where technology could help people with reduced mobility? Such as working, traveling, going out, playing sports, etc. I think it's more than technology. I think conditions of work can help people with mobility reduce it. Like, for example, home office can help a lot people with reduced mobility. You can lose time and patience, and maybe you can't be able for move around the city for some places. And for home, you can save this time and avoid to pass through the situation for bad situations, okay, where there is less mobility, walk like passeio, understand? So I think more than technology, conditions of work can help reduce mobility.
Yeah, good. Like I was when I got that video, I was looking, watching for watching other videos and looking for this subject, and there are so simple things like going to the beach, and our beaches, like they don't have the infrastructure for people with reduced mobility. So like it's so simple and things that
beach.
Sorry?
Going to the beach, you
Yeah.
said? Oh.
Yeah, like for people to go to the beach, to feel the water, the sea. So it's like so simple, but I don't remember here in Brazil a beach that has this infrastructure, so I was thinking like it's so simple and so like part of our days that we don't think about it, how important these stuff are for people with reduced mobility. So sorry, I muted. So yeah, I agree with you, Pedro, like home office, like working from home and this kind of stuff. And yeah, Leo.
Yeah, big one on the office. I can complement it. I don't know, a reserved space in for cars for the people with reduced mobility. A owner, a planner of the city can comportar these people. You know, if I don't know if the cycle line, ciclofaixa, track cycle has the proposed to facilitate people with reduced mobility to walk, but there are the owner home office, and talking about a business empresarial environment. The companies have a code for people with reduced mobility today, right? And it is must be one this create a program and program of de capacitação, stimulated the people without reduced mobility to understand and how to work with people with reduced mobility, right? I can imagine the framework for this actually currently.
Okay, good. Yeah, actually, I think companies plays a really important role in this field, but I don't think we are like well developed, but I think it's really important, you know, but good. And Umberto, please go ahead.
Okay, I think like you guys, home office is a good idea. And home office exists because have many apps like Zoom that allow the people's work together. And another good idea is Alexa, because if someone wants to see a movie, they speak, they talk with Alexa. And another idea, I think, seria a good idea, Uber, kind of Uber for people with reduced mobility, a new kind, a new type. I think that's it.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, actually, this is kind of thing that I was talking about. Like, they're so simple, and we've never thought about it. Like, I never thought about how a person who uses wheelchairs, how this person would ask like an Uber, you know, a car. Like, yeah, good point, Humberto. Thank you.
I think this Uber, this end up being a way out, but it is not ideal. All right. I get, but it is not ideal. Just for you know, not faltar oportunidades, right? For people with reduced mobility. Uber can be a bem way out, né? A way out, sair.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, good. So I ask Leo, please. Can you choose another question?
The question 5, all right?
Okay, yeah, can be. Any question you want, can be number 5.
Okay, 5. This technology might be very expensive. How could less health people afford that? Afford? Can you explain what mean afford?
Yeah, like how people who have less money, don't have that money, could like buy or could have access to this technology. And just like wealthy, it's a very, like, I don't know about you guys, but I used to say poor or rich. And like for people like with money, it's like, you know, or bem de vida. I searched and people use a lot wealthy. So it's a wealthy person, you know, so like people who has money, you don't say like rich, you know, so it's just a interesting curiosity that I'd like to share with you guys. So it's wealth people.
Okay, I didn't say no, thank you. Technology at low cost, right? Yeah, it is a problem. Technology for itself already expensive, right? Because involved human capital, a more high in a more high stage in a como é que é? Prisão, cadeia, productive cycle, cadeia de produção. Yeah, it involved a large amount of value, and I imagine one way out. One way out. My God, with a help of government, right, can subsidiar for these people, right, this technology for who can't pay for it. All right, on a policy public, right? It's a good idea. In the end of the stage of the development of the technology, all right. In a private, in a private initiative, iniciativa privada, involve only a great company, all right, with scale, a large scale of productivity can able to put the technology on the market with at a low cost. I imagine this to work way. But it's difficult, or it's not difficult.
Yeah, I agree. I think definitely would something related to the government, public, like programs. Can't think of any other way. João Pedro, please tell us your thoughts.
It's very difficult thinking any other way unless government financial help, because like this problem with money accessibility, like it's a government problem. Like you can help, you can have a private financial help for people, but we know many people doesn't have any form of access, like for internet or something like else. The government needs to be responsible for help these people, and they most likely invisible people where we don't see them. Like they are not just on the capital, they are on interior cities and rural areas. So I think needs to like get some bolsa, some auxílio, understand, for this part of people. I don't know if there any other like any other situation, any other thing to do unless help, government help.
Yeah, I can't think of any other way either. So, Humberto, please go ahead.
Yes, I think like you guys, policies, public policy. In Brazil, it's a big problem because it have many peoples don't have a chair with rodas. Then is a big problem in Brazil, but I think peoples with less money, public policy. I think I don't think another way.
Yeah, you mentioned like the wheelchair. I don't know if you guys know this project that you collect that, you know, aquele lacre da latinha, and people like they gather a lot of them to change for a company. I don't know exactly how it works, but they change, you do like exchange. You give them like a bottle of these lacres, and they return like a wheelchair for someone that needs, you know. It's really popular here in São Paulo. I don't know if you guys ever heard about it. And it's like Humberto said, it's really simple, like it's a wheelchair, and some people don't have a wheelchair, so I can't imagine how these people lives, you know, like I don't know. And good, so let's see. Let's talk about the last question, number 9. Leo, please, can you answer? Can you read for us, please, and answer?
Yes. It's not only about technology. Cities and their infrastructures need to be improved as well. How prepared Brazil is? Oh my God. Yeah, Humberto was saying how difficult it is to our country financial public policy in the general form, because there are other programs and our budget is limited, and there are many mandatory spendings. All right, a great part, almost half of the federal budget is mandatory, and risked more fuel to space, to investment, and another and new projects. All right, that's things. But Brazil, there are limited in your in a stage of public, and there are another problem, I can imagine it, of human capital, right? There are many developments, computer scientists currently, but there aren't there isn't a market, or a university productivity to absorb the mão de obra, the workers of technology. All right. I don't know, Brazil is how stage of things is our legislation allow about patents, right? You know, there are incentive to create technology, right? Patents. And the city, all right, the planner of the city is another problem, is more difficult, in my opinion, because the city already are there, right? And change is more difficult because the people already are there, and there are properties in hands of a capital interesting, right? Companies, mineradoras, who fighting to appropriate the public properties. You know, Brazil have a many challenges to implement this, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Brazil is not prepared at all. Like, even the sidewalks, if you try to walk on in the sidewalks, it's hard. Imagine for people using a wheelchair. So what do you think, João?
Brazil is not prepared. It is not prepared if even for normal sidewalk. Imagine for like mobility person, mobility less mobility person. So I think that's it. I think you will find some mobility infrastructure on the capital cities like São Paulo, Belo Horizonte, you know, these places. But if you go for some neighborhoods on the capital, it doesn't exist. And even interior cities, doesn't exist even sidewalks. So I think that's it. Brazil is the Brazil infrastructure is not very good, I think.
No, it's not. And Roberto, please.
Yes, Brazil is not ready. I I saw a video no jornal, I don't know, that sidewalk for blind peoples don't see blind peoples. I don't know.
Blind, almost blind. Yeah.
Blind peoples. Sidewalk for blind peoples ends em bueiro aberto, open. I think what? Tinha bueiro aberto, open, sidewalk for blind peoples. Brazil, it's not ready yet for many points. People with reduced mobility don't get a bit because don't get a public places because don't have sidewalks for them. I guess that Brazil not ready yet.
Yeah, it's not very at all. Like we really need to improve. And hello, guys, welcome back. Dr. Ricardo, Carlos. I think João Pedro has left and Katiana as well. They said that they had a meeting. So how was the conversation? Ricardo, please tell us how was the conversation.
That's really nice. At the end, I was talking about there are a lot of simple things for us, and it's so hard to people like that. For example, it's possible to go to the supermarket and just choose the products, and a couple of minutes it's possible to come back to home. And I think where do I found rice or I don't know another thing. So I think is maybe there is some problem because a private company sometimes is difficult or don't have much advantage or don't look for advantages in this area because there are not so much people. But maybe the government could help create a credit or given some advantage for these companies, for example, pay less tax. I don't know. I think it's possible to improve in this area, and these companies could create some gadgets to help these people. That's it.
Yeah, that was we were talking here. Like we couldn't see any other way of, especially the less wealth people. Like how can they afford this? How can they buy this kind of technology? We were talking about it, and I think only the government could like help. Like I don't know, maybe a partnership with some companies, maybe as you said, some credit, but it's complicated. It's really complicated. So, guys, good. Let me send you. Today I'm stand because my pen, my backs are. I mean, I had so much pain in my backs, and because I spent like 12 hours on the chair, so I'm kind of lost here. But let me send.